This is Andrew at the Colgate University versus Cornell University hockey game, and you're watching Post to Post.
Hello and welcome to Post, the channel where we discuss all things hockey and all teams. And John Klingberg, how come nobody's talking about this guy for the Norris? He's got 9 more points than any other defenseman. He's basically a point-per-game player. Yet, none of the big analysts or the NHL people are really talking about him for the Norris. And I honestly don't really know why. A couple people have approached me and asked me, what do you think of Klingberg? Do you think he could win the Norris? And why aren't these other guys talking about Klingberg? I honestly don't know. I think it's because he was never really pegged to be there, so they kind of maybe see it as a fluke, I guess. But he's played really well. He's got, I think he's got like 17 or 18 points on the power play, between 16 and 18, something like that. He's up to 46 points. Behind him is Burns with 38, Carlson with 37, Subban with 34, and Gostisbehere with 33. He's above and beyond offensively the other defensemen on the list, and that kind of brings me to really not so much, my main point is to talk about Klingberg, but my other main point of this video is to talk about how the Norris Trophy works in general. And Justin and I have talked about this a long time ago in the first 50 videos on this channel, I think. I can't remember which one it was, but the Norris Trophy in general it's not specific enough. In today's NHL, and not even today's NHL, the old NHL, look at Bobby Orr, who's an offensive defenseman. But in the NHL, we have offensive defensemen and we have defensive defensemen. So do you award the trophy to the best defenseman? By definition, if you play defense, you're stopping offense. Yet the Norris always goes to the most offensive defenseman, it seems, which is kind of weird. I've always had the argument, and I think Justin agrees with me, that there should be 2 trophies for defensemen: best offensive defenseman and best defensive defenseman. So while there's names on here like Burns and Carlson and Subban and Gostisbehere with a lot of points, we need to look at the defensive defensemen as well, because it's very important. And they're very underrated because nobody talks about defense because it's not exciting, right? So if we just look at Drew Doughty, yeah, Drew Doughty gets a lot of points. He also averages the most amount of time in a game, 27 minutes per game. 27 minutes per game, that's basically half the game he's playing. That's remarkable. And he's a plus 17. Okay, so let's look at plus minus. Who has the best plus minus for a defenseman in the league? Zdeno Chara with 24, Hedman 24, and Josh Manson with 21. So should the best defensive defenseman have the best plus minus? No, but it is a stat that's important for sure. Zdeno Chara is a very good defensive defenseman. He used to be a very good offensive defenseman. He's kind of switched up his roles a little bit. He still contributes offensively, but he's also a very good defensive defenseman. He's like 6'9", so he just lays down in front of the net, and his stick is 10 meters tall. So, yeah, he gets a lot done. So back to John Klingberg. Should he win the Norris because he's the best offensive defenseman this year? I'm going to say no, he shouldn't win based on that. Will he win? He has a good chance. I think he should be in the conversation, but my issue is with the trophy in general. There needs to be 2. Offensive defenseman trophy, defensive defenseman trophy. That's my whole take on it. I think the NHL is making a mistake with this one defenseman thing. We have the Selke, which I guess is kind of the best 2-way player, the best defensive forward, and we have other offensive trophies for forwards. Why don't we have a defensive trophy for defensemen? It's kind of strange, is it not? So my plea to the NHL is to create a new trophy. I would call the new trophy probably the Orr Trophy or something like that for the offensive defenseman, and keep the Norris for the most defensive defenseman. That's my take on it. I'd like to know what you guys think down below. Who do you think should win the Norris so far this year? I'd be curious to know your answers. Should Klingberg win it? Yeah, just let me know down in the comments. I appreciate it. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.